Hello everybody, this is Yugioh back again. Today we are doing part 2 of our as a developer update for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Custom Card Tournament server. Today we'll be looking at 3 specific archetypes that we have come up with and or have helped in the, the balancing of. So yeah, let's just get right into it. So the first one I will give to Merple, that is the developer's name. He is also one of our judges. He has made the deck and archetype known as Aquamarine. So Aquamarine is a very unique Aqua level 2 archetype. Similarly, it works similarly to Frogs to an extent, where the deck is based around getting rank 2 Xyzes out, but is much different the way it does so. The main, gimmick and or synergy in the archetype is that the deck likes manipulating the top card of your deck, as well as making sure if you have an Aquamarine at the top of your deck, that the Aquamarine will be either summoned or it will give you a beneficial effect. As for the Xyzes are all fairly powerful, but generally stick around either getting your field spells out or just providing you good, decent effects overall. As for any tech cards with it, the obvious choice is to run Frogs. Another great choice is to run your Ice Barrier engine, for those that know what the level 2 Aqua Ice Barrier engine is. And the main point of the deck, like I said, is just to get rank 2s out there, though you are locked into Aqua monsters with it, just as a thing. The deck also has the ability to become a break board / grind style deck, due to one of its rank 2s and one of its main deck monsters. The main deck monster I'll be talking about today is Aquamarine Barracuda. This is probably one of the most generic of all of them, in terms of just good effects, but with that being said, let's get right into it. So the main effect it has is that once per turn you can put a card from your hand on top of your deck, except for this one. I believe it might be an Aquamarine too. It might be forced to be an Aquamarine. And then you may special summon the card, and then if it was special summoned, you can pop a card on, I think it's you destroy a monster on the field. So I'm going to go straight to the next step. Is their Xyz monster, Dolphin. I don't remember the full name, but it is Aquamarine Dolphin, essentially. So the card searches out the field spell upon being summoned. It requires 2 level 2 Aquas, and the main effect that it's used for on the field is that once per turn you can place a card from your hand on top of your deck, and if you do, you can return 1 monster on the field to the hand. This is not a quick effect though. Now with that archetype out of the way, let's get on to the Cyberse archetype that we are featuring. This is my personal archetype, your mom, soon to be Desmond Yugioh, and this is Decode. So Decode is sort of like a Code Talker-esque style of deck, but instead of sitting around and trying to get a bunch of, monsters linked together, instead the main deck tries to pull up the link monsters by instead gaining effects when they are attributed by the effect of a Decode monster. A big one of these is Decode Scripter, who has the effect to send a Decode spell or trap to the graveyard to search a Decode monster on summon. And we also have the big showcase monster, which is our link 4 Decode End Talker. This card essentially tributes from anywhere it points. Well, it tributes any monster from where it points to, banishes a card from your opponent's graveyard, and the monster is now no longer affected. It's also a massive beat stick, and it cannot be targeted. As for Scripter's final effect, because all the monsters have effects when tributed for a Decode Link monster's effect, his effect is to special summon 1 from your graveyard with a different name. With that being said now, let's get on to the final archetype, and this is the Phantomid archetype. This is made by Masu, I believe, is a shortened name for him, or her. I can't tell. They don't know for sure, but either way. So their archetype is Nirnasha, which is a banish burn focused deck. Don't worry, not the same way that you may think of Gren Maju and stuff like that. The deck's main point is that it can special summon to a zone a linked monster points to from hand, and then when they are summoned, they can banish another archetype, another one of their archetype monsters from their hand, to either add or gain another positive effect. Another thing is that they burn upon using this effect, and if they are banished, they will shuffle themselves back during the next standby phase. Or sorry, during your next standby phase. The card I will be showing you for the main deck is Nirnasha Eluian of the... can't even say what that is. Element of the Flaming Willows. So it can special summon itself from the hand to a zone a link monster points to. Once per turn, if it is no more special summoned, you can banish one Nirnasha monster from your hand, add one level 4 lower Nirnasha from your deck to your hand, and if you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. And then the standard effect where if this card is banished, you may shuffle it back during your next standby phase. As for the link monster I shall be showing off, is actually their Link 2. So this card requires 2+ fairies because this is a fairy archetype. When this card is link summoned, you can add one level 4 or higher Nirnasha monster from your deck to your hand, and if you do for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon monsters except for fairies. If a monster is special summoned to a zone this card points to, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half that card's attack. You can only use each effect once per turn. So the main effect is to partially link spam whilst banishing them from your hand. Eventually they return to the deck for your resource gain, and then you simply link up and continue to burn your opponent down by having your link monsters all co-linked. With that being said, hopefully you guys enjoyed this quick showcase of 3 archetypes that we are doing. Nirnasha, Aquamarine, and Decode are all quite close to being completed, and one of them is already being showcased in the Discord server. For those who would like to submit right now, submitting is prohibited at the moment since we are working with some bigger archetypes as well as finishing up these. But for those who want to join the Discord server and submit cards once submitting is back up, you will need to join the Discord and then submit a ticket, to which you will be added to a private chat to which you can now send your cards, and then we will judge them, give you some tips on them, let you rework them, then we will discuss, balance, and potentially errata should we need to. That being said, this is Yugioh, or your mom, from the Yu-Gi-Oh! Custom Card Tournament Discord server. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this little archetype preview for you guys. And yeah, from the Discord team and staff, we'll be seeing you guys all later.